When I started this journey, I didn't set out to do a comic book. This whole thing started as a movie I wanted to make that would honor the 100th 442 vets, who, as boys, went to war and changed everything. Then, the idea to do a comic book version of that story, to do the manga, became necessity, but also a blessing. Doing a comic meant we could reach some audiences easier, and it also meant we could help educate a whole generation that hadn't heard the story of our vets. And that meant a lot to me. Having this new tool to help preserve their legacy, they really accomplished so much for our country and for Japanese Americans in general. The more I got to know them, the more that I learned from them, the more important this project became. They're part of my family now, and I want this story told before we lose more of them to time. I'd spent years developing the idea for a 442 movie, writing the script, establishing contacts, but by the time I decided to do the manga, I had a wealth of material to start with. Breaking down the story from screenplay to comic book took a lot of time. Developing the comic meant ferreting out small, funny episodes and larger, historical themes that are important in the story arc of the vets. There were moments when it all seemed too overwhelming, and finding support for a project like this has never been easy. But I took a lot of inspiration from the vets themselves. They kept me going when it seemed most difficult. And as I showed them our work in progress, their encouragement and their blessings helped more than I can say. And no matter how their story was written, the thing that makes the manga into an amazing tribute is this artwork. Our artist, Damon Wong, spent hundreds of hours converting my scribbles into these incredible pages you now see. And our commitment to historical accuracy meant translating not just actual events, but actual images from that time into comic book art. The story of the vets is powerful, and we wanted to make sure our art was also powerful. It's pretty exciting how the momentum of this project has taken on a life of its own. We have so many fans from all over the world who've been eagerly awaiting this comic book. Complete strangers I had never met before just found us. And what can we say about the chibis? They're cute, they're lovable, they're incredibly memorable. Just like the vets themselves. So we're heading off now to promote not just the manga, but also the story of the vets as told by the comic book. We're planning to go to some of the major comic book conventions and get the word out. And we hope to keep telling this story, this incredibly important and noble story. It's been a long road, but in some ways, our own journey is just beginning,